welcome back to my channel. This is S Dragon with you, baby. And we're gonna get back into Blessed Unleashed. As you can tell, I'm just sitting up in here into my character select screen, which I do have a Crusader, but I haven't used him since, for a while. And I switched off to this one character that my daughter made, which is the Ranger, which I like a lot. So right now I've been playing on this character pretty much to, throughout all gameplay and things of that nature. I haven't broadcasted anything in probably about a week or two, so, and now I'm gonna go ahead and roll some out through here. It's Sunday, November the 1st. For everybody that has kids as well as myself, happy belated Halloween, everyone. Just saying. As we're gonna go in here, we're gonna see what I've done so far, what I've improved. Tell I went and I picked up this patrol bowl, which has increased attack power, so I tend to sway towards things that are gonna bring up my power, and I've improved it, of course. Things I talk about is like when you want to sit here and up your gear and make your gear score stronger and stuff of this nature. Now, let's go this way. Now here are some advantages and disadvantages of certain aspects. Like when you go to this Master Enhancement Equipment Specialist.
Why shop around when you can find exactly what you're looking for
What people need to keep in mind is what's nice about using these people versus the others is this. When they sit here and they enhance your item, if it goes for bust and it doesn't happen, so what? But you don't lose anything. He's a Master Equipment Specialist. The only aspect of it is it costs you your little star points or your star credits. This is like what I'm thinking about, like when we go over here to the left side, Star Seed. Now the beauty about Star Seed is if you go and you run in matchmaking and you go through dungeons and all this stuff like that, you'll actually pick up star seeds, man. You can drop 15,000 and so forth and so on. So you can keep replenishing it, which is nice. Your artifact shards, you can pick those up, pretty much breaking down equipment. Sometimes it'll be rewarded to you as well as your artifact cores. Sometimes you can pick those up too. The thing is, you get better artifact cores by taking equipment that you're not going to use in armor and tearing it the fuck down. And it has to be at a higher level, like a B or an A class armor and weapon class, and you'll get more artifact cores for that. Soul crystals, you pick those up from if you are just running around in the general world itself and you go into mini boss fights and stuff all over the map and shit like that, and you can pick up soul crystals. Soul crystals could be spent at vendors to get things like cosmetics for your weapons or your armor. You can pick stuff like that up too. You get enough of them, you go to certain vendors and you can actually probably pick up a mount. It's a give or take. Now, when you Aristian credit, Court credit, and Sentinel credit, well, you pick those up by going to the message board after you get past a certain level, and you go run whatever missions they want you to, and they'll add points to that, and then you can spend that with their vendors. Victory tokens, you pick that up when you do P versus P, and then skirmishes and shit like this. Now the warrior talents, I'm trying to pick up enough of those so I can unlock some more of my map, go to these areas that are part of the storyline mission and things like that. You could pick those up from messing with mini bosses, or you run in dungeons at certain areas and you sometimes pick it up there. So like when you go into matchmaking, man, you know, I can't unlock any of these, which is Abyssal dungeons and shit, because my gear score is just not high enough at this point in time. But I'm working on it. And the point of it is, you can level your character up as much as you want. I get that. And you know, that's fine, but what you're working on is getting your gear score up, and that's where it is. But when I was talking about P versus P, you know, I'm talking about when you go in the battlefield or Warlords Arena. Warlords Arena is generally a 3 versus 3 situation. This one, Battlefield, is where you got a massive squad going up against a massive squad. It's complicated. I've tried it. You know, I'm just trying to learn and figure that out. You know, and it can be complicated at times because now you're just running all over the place. But I think when you go into this situation, you got to have a plan with the people you're playing with to make it actually work out well. See, this is something I didn't even look into yet, which is interesting. Let's see, artifact cores, get a bow, star seeds, another mount. Seems to be this ram that you can pick up. So I think I'm trying to get over here and do the Fiend Lord when I get some people that want to go do it. These are the 2-man dungeons, which I've done mostly all of these except Fiend Lord, the Paggard Champion, Stormbringer, shit like this. I haven't done those 3 yet. Now, other things that you'll learn is like once you get past a certain level and you take on now I can't even remember the wizard's name, which is sort of like a little end-game situation where you, let's go back up here. When you run up into this area right here, I can't even remember the dude's name that you take on, but it's a single player match. You really can't bring anybody with you when you do it, but you need to get your level and your gear up pretty decent, and then you can run in there and go against this Joker. Be sure you have enough potions and elixirs that you need to strengthen your character. And be patient when you're sitting here attacking them. It'll take you a little while to do it. Just saying, it just takes a little while. But once you do that, then that's when you unlock your estate, where you actually have a place where it's your estate. You know, it's a real little shithole in the beginning, so you got to keep adding workers in there doing things to sit here and keep moving up the level percentages, so that you can unlock more areas to put more stuff down, and then you can put more workers in a certain aspect, and you can upgrade these areas like your mining and shit like this. I'm gonna go to a state right quick just to show you what I'm talking about. Now, understand, I mean, you could go online on YouTube or any of these places and see videos of what to do and how to do it, but that doesn't really matter. I'm just doing it from perspective of me, who's a casual gamer and things like this. And there's a lot of casual gamers, but this is my estate at this point in time. Now, where you see it is my estate's at level 2. What you want to do is this: you want to assign workers that you pick up that'll sit there and they'll start mining and doing what you got going on. Like, this is my mine over here. Over here is my orchard. In this orchard, you know, you have people that could, you know, they chop down trees, construction equipment, and shit like this. Mining also gives you certain stone that is construction equipment. But on top of that, let's say, let's take a look at my labor pool. Okay. You also have this situation right here. Like, since I got Freddy over in a certain area mining and shit, he could pick you up things like, you know, rubies and certain stones that you actually need that you could sit here and use to, when you do either blacksmith forging or enchanting or shaping or any of this other shit, depends on what your character is, that you can incorporate some of this stuff, these stones, into building armor and stuff like this. Now at this point my armor is pretty good. I'm just doing stuff like this just to enhance my skill level on all this stuff. But you know, you got this one. This is Ralph, and what he does, he can get you, you know, wood, certain types of wood, by going in there and chopping in the orchard. And then Alberto, same thing. Rudolph, you know, he can give you herbs, gathering herbs, when you put them in, put that person in that area. So you can get certain herbs that, I mean, you can sit here and forge for it yourself, but you get your workers out here doing it for you. You ain't gotta worry about that damn shit. Just like Lewis, you know, when you see that shovel there, that's part of more of construct equipment that can be used to build, you know, other structures on your property as your level goes up. And then of course, you know, you see that you got your rare weapon and your rare armor upgrades, enhancement shards and shit like this, or stones that you could use. But once you get past a certain level, some of that shit's pointless, but you can take it and you can sell it and just keep, you know, getting more gold. things like, livestock. Livestock, you gotta go out there and catch them. And you can't. If you're going into an area that's massive and you're kicking enough ass, you will see it above the animal wherever you've attacked. Then you have to do a keypad or key code to incorporate that, and then what happens is they'll be put in here. Then you can use them for what you want them to. You can use them more mounts. That's part of their skill set. Or you can sit there and use them to breed, certain equipment, or food items, or meat, any of this other shit. But this is where you would use this. Now I've unlocked this other area where I just dropped it down, and this is what you would call a carpenter's forge over here. But I haven't picked up a character yet that I could use as a carpenter. Now keep in mind, excuse me, you can run in certain areas out there in the regular world that you could actually find carpenters and specialists that deal with let's think about this. Hold on a second, let me clear my thoughts here. Yeah, okay, you can sit here, you can find people like alchemists and shit like this out in the gaming world. See what I have over here is, I've got a couple things that's sitting up in here, like I got a smith. I got somebody who can do alchemy. This is just one I have. I got a blueprint for another mine. I got a blueprint for a tailor. And this is just an estate tavern ticket. But this right here, this is called construction timber, construction stone. These are things you're gonna need when you're gonna want to sit here and start building other constructs on your property. And I've seen others that are up to level 5 and 6 that now their estate looks good because it gets upgraded through time. But what I'm saying, like, you got slots everywhere. Your estate even goes down further than this, all the way over here and there and there. And I think what happens once you have a nice tailor in there, I think people start looking better and don't look like they're wearing rags and shit like this. They don't look like they're wearing the rags or any of this other stuff, and it just starts to look better as this. You can even upgrade your tavern, which I have to sit there and get my level up. Like I'm at level 2, and it takes time to do this. So, like I said, this game is about grinding, but that's not a bad thing. So it keeps you interested. But what I'm saying, I think through time you get better employees that can sit here and grind for better material. And excuse me. With that being said, you'll start thinking about this. You'll start getting better stuff. Like right now, you get certain stones here, and rubies, wild rose, things of this nature that you can use to incorporate in building up equipment. Now, when I'm talking about building up your equipment, so now here's where we go here. You got reputation, which I didn't even know I went into the sin to build up 60 points of reputation. But what you're doing with these places, Ordo University and Navarra and all this shit right here, is you want to jack that shit up as high as you can. And I have done some aspects of it. And what happens basically is you get better stuff out of them. You got a good reputation rolling on them. Because in this game, obviously we're at war with whatever dark entities, and you need to build an army. Once you get to the honored point on some of these others, these are going to be part of your army. And as you keep jacking it all the way up to get higher and higher, so when you go to these places, which is like base of operations, you get it high enough, you start getting better chests that drop better equipment that you can use or destroy or sell to make more money and things like this. Because you gotta remember, on your estate, you have to pay your employees, and I think as they get higher or you get better level employees, you'll pay more money. So you want to keep building up your cash flow, and that's just how that goes. And things like attending or being part of the game, they'll give you certain perks and shit that you can use, which is a nice thing. Because when you're dealing with MMOs and things like that, you know, they give you bones. Makes sense. They want to keep you playing. But when I'm talking about mastery of your crafting level, it really doesn't matter what type of character you pick. Even if you pick the Crusader, Berserker, Ranger, Mage, or Priest. The thing is, these skill levels you want to keep jacking up until you max them out. I'm just saying, because certain things like this, what comes into play is, say you want to do some shaping, which is what the Ranger does. Well, you're gonna have to have forging up and enhancing and all this other stuff, because sometimes you're gonna need certain materials from these other skill sets to sit here and incorporate to building a better armor or a better weapon or a better secondary weapon, which could be a shield or it could be a totem if you're a berserker, could be your quills if you're a ranger, and all this other shit, and that just works out good. And you know, when you're starting out, that's what you want to do. Me, I've come pretty far, so I'm just maxing it out just for the simple fact that I look at it from this. If you max out these skills and say you want to build a new character, well, then you have storage where you go to your guy, and I'm gonna come up here and show you. You have storage right here. This is your warehouse manager. You have a warehouse.
Take your time. Have a look around.
Now, when you look at this is what you got. You have a personal storage, which is for your character exclusively. Then you have an account storage, which is shared across all your characters. Now what I'm saying is, out of your characters, somebody needs to get maxed out in your skill set, right? Somebody needs to master this shit. One of your characters in this whole squad, because you got 3 that you can have, one of your characters needs to be maxed out. And the advantage of that is this. Once you max that out, if you make your 3rd character or your 2nd character or whatever the hell you want to do, if you got one character in there, your very first one that you have, if you have these skills maxed out, you can sit here and you can make armor and all kinds of shit for your next character that you want to put out there, and you can put that in your little community storage. And the community storage is pretty much shared among all of your characters that you make. So let's say you build, like I have a Crusader. Say I I take my ranger and I build up my forge skill to max, and I go out here and grind for all the material I need, and I start making shit happen. I can sit here and build a nice armor set for my crusader. Then I can go to put that in my community storage for my characters, and then I can sit here and choose my crusader and start applying all this equipment. And that's how that works. Your level really doesn't make much of a difference for your equipment, as long as for that class you can apply it. Now where it makes a difference, like when you want to go into matchmaking and every damn thing else, well, then that's where it makes a difference, because as you go up in level, you'll get more strength, more health, and shit like that. And that's what that actually is. So you want to keep that in mind. Now cooking is just great across the board, because you can make certain meals and make pots or pot meals that are for a whole community of people that are sitting at the pie fire or whatever the fuck. That works out good. Alchemy works pretty good too, because this is where you want to make all of your potions and shit. And believe me, people, you want to have potions and health potions and shit, because you can take a lot of damage, and you gotta use a lot of caution when you're going into a fight, you know, because you just have to. And as your level comes up, you can make more and more potions. As your level comes up for your enhancing, shaping, and forge, you can make a lot, make much better armor in your secondary armor, which would be your quills, your shield, or your orbs, or whatever the hell you want. But all of these skills come hand in hand. Like the first three go hand in hand. You have to max them out, because shaping is what actually deals with leather and timber and things to give you quality leather and every damn thing else. Enhancing is all about the cloth, which will give you quality cloth and every damn thing else. Certain armor sets that you're building for a character, you're gonna need some of those materials. So the nice thing about this game is you're gonna need to have all of those skills. You need to have all three of these. It doesn't matter. You're gonna need them, because somewhere in there you're gonna need that skill set to make a certain armor set for a certain character. But you gotta have all the skills. Now I'm gonna get out of here. And see, the thing about it is, on your estate, once you set it right, you can keep materials from your estate. You don't always have to go out here and hunt all this shit, because your employees can sit here and incorporate it and make shit happen for you. So that's in. I don't know how high a state average goes. I mean, it probably can go pretty damn high, and after a while you get some nice shit coming up out of it, and that probably could work out for your circumstance of what you want to do. So I'm just saying. Now, as far as your mounts out into the local world, yes, I've hunted down mounts and shit like this. But I'm gonna get back over here when we're talking about enhancements. See, this is master enhancement right here.
Have a look and let me know if there's anything you need.
Now, what I told you before is this: when you apply stuff here, you understand, it doesn't break down, it doesn't lose its strength or get dropped down to another a minus level. But it can get expensive, because now you're going to be using the star seeds. But then I told you, that's all fine, because you sit there and you go to matchmaking and you start running some of these dungeons, you'll pick up star seeds, so fuck it. You can sacrifice them because you're gonna pick up more. And this is just the one, the master enhancement craft master, it's just better. And then you could pick up certain embers and shit that could sit here and make the success rate even better. Now, then you go to this one, the common enhancement. The problem with this one is this. Now, it won't cost you seeds to do this. But what it will cost you, it'll cost you gold. And of course, it'll cost you your, what the hell was it? Artifacts, shards and shit. But if you're going to use this guy to do it, then you're definitely going to need embers, and make sure that you have plenty of them to make it successful. It's a little bit cheaper to do it that way and stuff like this, but the embers will give you a better success rate. But the only problem is this, it could still fail, and when it fails in the hand of this guy, yeah, it drops. It just does, and your equipment can drop, and then you got to repair it and all this shit. Now, it'll just drop. It'll drop when using him. Okay. Now, go. Got to see where the hell that spot is. But here. Okay, there's another spot over here. Up here in the mountains that you can go to. That you can find. Mines. Gotta think about where I'm going here. Alright, there's another spot over here. I can't quite remember what it was. It's been a little bit. But you have also what you have your unsanctioned blacksmith or equipment specialist, and that's a village that's chilled with like thieves and shit like this. So the people that are generally in this place are the ones that you know they're out there to attack you and shit. 'Cause if you go rogue, I think you have a hard time going in some of these other spots. It could be complicated and shit because there's sentinels and guards and everybody's always chasing your ass down. But go to an unsanctioned specialist, which will cost you gold, and they can build up your armor, and it's a give or take. Or your weapons, they can build them up. It's a give or take, because what happens with that one is this: if you get there and the shit don't work out, you could lose that equipment. Period. It gets destroyed. It's cheaper to do it that way, but the point of it is, if it gets destroyed, then what the fuck is the purpose? Now you can do that. Save money to do it. That you can save on all your other materials to do that, but you get the chances of it getting destroyed. So if you're asking me what should you prefer, I say go master enhancement, because with master enhancement you could just use the seeds. You don't have to put a damn thing else on it. And if you want more seeds, then just go to matchmaking, and you'll get plenty if you keep running through there. As long as you got enough keys, fuck it, use them. Because in the end aspect, you get more keys. It starts every so often, so many days, they'll give you a new batch of keys anyway. So what do you really have to lose? I mean, you're going to keep compounding star seeds anyway, as well as gold. But, you know, that's just my opinion of it. I'd rather go use this girl right here, this female, that enhances your shit without you losing any damn thing. And if it doesn't work out, well, yeah, you lose a little bit of money, some star seeds, but your equipment doesn't drop. This cat, this is questionable. The thing you need embers. You can pick those up. You can pick them up, but fuck, you need a lot of them to be successful. But the beauty of it is, even if you use the Mastercraft, you know, enhancement, like this female right here, then you can sit here and drop a bunch of embers and make the percentage go up that you can use it, and it can still work out to your advantage. I use the crafting, man. I haven't used that. When I got into that, it was interesting. I went around, running around here, checking everything out and shit. And then, when I tried to get out, roll up out of there, which I did on my horse. There was a cat that was in there, and he was just looking for someone to take advantage of and take me down. And shit, he was running my ass down, but I disappeared on him. And it didn't matter. But I knew what the deal was. I knew why that motherfucker was sitting there creeping around waiting to jack your ass. Now that's the only aspect of that, because that's like the thief village. And those are for mostly like your little rogue players that come up. And I think like your ravens, I don't think they're ravens. They're just rogue players that are running around out here that can sit here and attack other people and shit. And when you go that route, well, it may be if you roll as a Raven's Court that you can sit here and attack other people and be a rogue and fuck with people and shit like that. It's not quite like where was I going? It's not quite like Black Desert. Black Desert, you could choose to go fuck with people any damn way. You ain't got to be a part of nothing to do that. Just gotta go over there and initiate a fucking attack on someone, and here we go. It's on. That's just how that works. But I think what's nice about this, like you have to be part of a certain court to roll that damn shit. No, I mean the one I'm trying to build up it is the Ristians, because that's where you can make the most gold, and you probably can run into more items. Sentinels aren't bad. Those are used for, you know, more of the open world boss fights and every fucking thing else. You can use that, and that could work out good. It's just a give or take. You have paths that you can roll and what you want to do. Now I think probably the biggest complaint about this game is they want more and more characters to be involved in here where you change your class. Well, I don't think that's too far off in the distant future on this game. I mean, first of all, you got to get people involved, and if they're gonna get involved, start playing, then you can start adding the character classes in here and shit and see where it goes. As far as I'm concerned, I mean, you know, this shit looks pretty clean, looks very good, you know, it just does. I say it even looks better than like Skyforge. I'm sorry, man, it just looks better. You know, some places you go in here, man, if you're in certain areas, You got wind that's coming through here, so you got movement and the grass and things. It just looks good. Skyforge is different. It just looks like it's more animated versus something like this that's, you know, you got deep hues and it just looks good. Yeah, I'm very impressed with this game, man. I mean, it's free to play, but there's nothing wrong with the game. No, I mean, people don't, you know, say the mechanics are off. Well, they can work on the mechanics. It doesn't mean shit. It's, you know, get your character looks nice and clean and looks, you know, very good. You understand? It's probably a different perspective than playing like World of Warcraft, where yes, you have your characters on there, but once it gets congested and you're not, you know, it's alright. I'm not crashing on it. There's a lot of fans. It's gone a long time. It's got a good reputation, but it also, think about this as well. So there's League of Legends. And I like League of Legends. It's sort of like playing Halo Wars, actually. I mean, really, in one aspect, you're destroying certain bases and certain points of your enemies out there so that your soldiers can overrun their ass and take on over and shit. It's really it's a strategy-based game. It just is, where you're taking on massive hordes. Now this one is somewhat similar, but it's really, I don't know, it's more action-based in comparison, man, to those, because, I mean, you could take on hordes of enemies and shit just so that you're just grinding to gain level. But in the other aspect, it still looks better because you still, even if you're playing this in third person, you still see your enemies up close and personal. You can move around the board, all kinds of shit. It's just a different setup. I think it reminds you of like playing like Kingdom of Amalur or some shit like that. It's really action packed, you know, action role playing. And that's what I like about it. That's what it actually really reminds me of. Because you can still craft all your weapons the way you want them and everything else. Black Desert, another aspect, is something like that too. Let's see, well, people fail to realize these are the MMOs that, you know, well, they're going to stay. And when people get hyped to it, it's going to work out good. Excuse me for a moment. Excuse me for a moment, I'm back. But let's look at some of this equipment that I've, you know, built up. Now I picked up a patrol bow that was it was epic, and eventually I turned it over to legendary. Now I like this bow. There's some ones that are going to be stronger than that are in A class, but you know what? Either way, you can build. You can build a pretty good bow. Now, the only thing I haven't seen anybody really take some of the stuff that you can craft and make it. As you can see, my gear score is 1043. Which is important because you can take more damage and deliver more damage. The gear score is just like playing the Division, people. You need to get your your score up to a certain point so that you can be viable and you're messing with bosses and everything else. Now I've also seen that you can also make gear that you can really set up for P versus P, and then the other gear that you can set up for versing the environment. Well, I don't know. That's a give or take. I say you can put bits and pieces on, and you can work that out. But this is my patrol bow, and I got a skin on here. If I can think about where the hell it's at. Wardrobe. Sorry. I got costume design, which I can do that. But here's where I'm gonna go with this one. Now you remember those soul crystals I told you about? Well, you can pick up enough of those and you can go to a vendor and you can buy certain skins. And I bought this weapon skin for my, and that's why it looks so, yeah, it looks wicked. I like that. I'll probably keep that for a while. You know, there's so much you can change in your appearance and still keep your armor. And as I said, if you sit here and you pick up your armor sets on any of your characters, just apply them and take them off. Because once you apply them, what'll happen is it'll become part of your cosmetic, and you can go to the woman that sits here and will change your cosmetics for you, your outfit designer, and that'll work out good.
Can I help you with something?
Yeah, let me get me some more seeds. But in basis,
You
like,
won't be disappointed
if
in
you
your purchase.
make your armor set or you pick it up, if you sit here and you apply it, what'll happen is these things will be available to you as an outfit. You know, shoulder pads, shoulder armor. Get available to you. And then you can change the style however you want. Hands the same way. So the beauty of it, it doesn't just serve as armor. It also serves as styling pieces and shit after a while. As you see what I'm saying right here. Now it'll cost you some star seeds to do this, but like I said, running matchmaking and running dungeons, you can pick up more star seeds. Now, I mean, when it comes to games like this, I mean, I can run in P versus P, but I'm not very good at it. So I'm not gonna tell you I'm great at it, because I would be lying, and I'm not gonna say that. But what I like about open world is, well, I can run wherever the fuck I want. I mean, only aspects where I'm good at P versus P would be if I'm playing something like a Destiny game, or if I'm playing, you know, a Call of Duty, you know, Modern Warfare, Warzone, shit like that. I'm not bad at that. I can deal with that because it's a whole different aspect, man. When you're looking down, you're looking down at like a first-person perspective. And you're pretty much weapon in hand, and that's what you're looking at, and looking down scope, and got good aim and shit like this. Now, as well as in games like this, you got P versus P, but no, I have not mastered using P versus P in a game like this, or Black Desert, or any of these things, so I have not mastered that, so do take it for a grain of salt. I'm just being honest. No, really, I haven't really gotten in big world MMOs until later on, because most of the games I've ever played in the beginning were more or less, it's off the disc and you're just running around it yourself. I like the aspect of it, because then it starts to remind you of the good old days of Super Nintendo and and Sega Genesis and shit, where you know, you have two people playing. Sometimes if you upgrade it, and then you get certain games where you can have 4 people on the screen, that's alright. I was never, honestly, the thing I'm not into is I was never really into the split screen. I don't like that concept. I just never liked that. It looks too goddamn chaotic. Sit here, you have a small portion of the screen where you're running around, and I never liked that concept. And even when the first Xbox came out, which I still have, still works, that you played Halo and you got 4 people on the board running around doing the shit, man. They broke the screen up into 4 screens, and I'm like, I mean, that'll work if you got a massive fucking 82-inch fucking plasma TV or something up on the wall that you can break it down like that. But I don't prefer that. So what I like about massive open world is, even goes back to playing Borderlands, and I do like Borderlands. I haven't picked up the latest copy, which is Borderlands 3, but I think I will eventually and get on that. Is I like when, you know, everybody's playing from their own screen and we can all roll it. And even if you're doing it in your own household, because my daughter's starting to get into gaming. If I change up and I get the Xbox Series X, then I'll give her my Xbox One X, and we'll sit here and put some games up that we're actually playing on here as soon as I up my internet up here, because we're getting fiber optic out here now, and I may change that up so that we can get on here and do some online gaming together with other people and stuff. Minus that I won't curse so much because I mean my daughter's only 8. It's gonna be 9, and she's getting into it, and that might work out pretty good. Get a stronger internet, and then I may sit here and stream some of that, because it's always good, man, for your kids to get involved with what you like to be involved in, and it's a bonding experience. So I'm just being honest, and that's just for any viewers that got little ones out there, man. You know, your kids emulate you. They want to be like you, do things you do, which is cool. So I can't crash on that. Yeah, and I think being a parent is an awesome thing. It's different because we as people, I mean, we're used to doing things that we make our choices for ourselves. But when you get to a point in life where you can't make just choices for yourself, you got to make choices for your kids. And you got to keep that shit in mind, in the back of your mind at all times. And yeah, so and no regrets. It's a beautiful thing. I mean, me and her mom, I mean, we didn't work out, but that's all right. You don't have to be. If you have children, you ain't got to be married to someone to be a good parent. That's all bullshit. You know, you take care of yours, and that's what you do. That's your goal in life. Sit here, put enough coin down on the damn board so that when you're gone, you leave your kids some fucking change before you leave this world, so that they can make some better decisions. Keep them from having to make the struggles that you have to make, so you make it easier for them. Now that's being a parent. Anybody wants to tell me otherwise, they're full of shit. I mean, I've got some good age on me, so I'm just laying it down. Being honest. Now the thing about the matchmaking is you get a certain number of keys, and I've got like 10 of them so far. And this shit renewals every week, so my first aspect of advice is this: use them. Go into matchmaking. There are always going to be people around that's going to jump into it. You ain't got to worry about that aspect of this game. Now, mind you, if you want matchmaking to go even better than that, then you get onto a squad. And I have some invites to join a clan. I just haven't done it yet because I'm grinding and doing some things that I want to do before I get to that point. Now I've got people that have added me as a friend in here that, you know, certain games, yeah, I can run with them. But see, I don't know when I'm gonna sit here and go and get me a Xbox Series X. I think I just want to see what its track record's gonna be when it's running. See, the funniest thing about new technology that people don't seem to remember is that you got to see when all the bugs are worked. So generally, before I switch off and get another, I always wait maybe a year or two or so. For one, I'll wait for the price to drop down to something that's real to buy it. And two, I wait for them to work the bugs out of the system before I even go there. You know, see, even what people fail to realize with newer technology, including when you're building your gaming, you got to wait until they work out bugs before you go into. See, at this point in time, what kills me is like when you build a gaming PC, you have your graphics cards, which is the heart of your situation that pushes out those clear and clean graphics that you want. And right now, the newest graphics card is a 380 Ti, which is going to be the top of the line. But what's so funny about it is, if you get a high graphics card, it's a 1080 Ti. Well, shit, man. Depending on what brand you go with in its setup, these damn things are still expensive, which is funny, because now, you know, 2080 Ti is like, you know, it's getting old and shit as far as concerned, but you know, the 1080 Ti is still is pretty damn expensive on a comparison. But see, the beauty is, even if you're gaming in 4K on your monitor and shit, you can still do it with the 1080 Ti. And I think people fail to realize that the higher that your graphics are going to be, the less frames that you're going to have to compensate for all of that shit. Now, if the new Gen 2 motherboards are much better and they've worked that out and shit, then, you know, shit, you can still use a 1080 GTX 1080 Ti card and still get 4K if the motherboard is worked out all the bugs that's strong enough to, you know, pump it out. I mean, you could get fucking 4K graphics running something like 80 frames a second, which is pretty good. But see, the funniest thing is, like I said once before, I mean, there ain't a whole bunch of games that are geared to 4K at this point. And the most ridiculous statements from Microsoft and Sony is, well, you're gonna be able to play in 8K on this bitch. This is what the hell for, man? I mean, to be honest with you, if you want an 8K TV at this point in time, it's like 16 grand. Fuck that. You truly can't see in 8K any damn way. And 4K is coming down in price. That's great, because I may get me a 4K TV. Shit, right now I've got me an RCA, and this is a 1080 HD TV, and I've got it many years ago. I mean, I don't know, about 11 years ago. And the thing about it is it still looks good. The graphics that it produces are beautiful, because I like the hues and the setup of the color and everything else. Because I like to set my TV up the way I want it to be, and it looks very good and crisp to be as old as it is. But my aspect of it is, like, if I go 4K, I want to find another RCA that, you know, is, you know, that has stronger hertz, maybe 120 or 150 or some shit in 4K, and I'm good with that. I don't really give a shit about smart TV. Smart TVs are just the aspect of it's pretty much its own little PCU, and you can set it up how you want, and it can be on the internet and every damn thing else. But I don't really care for it to do all that damn shit because I got a Fire Stick if I want to sit here and watch TV. I don't need it to do that. I need it to be, you can be my basic monitor with just more hertz of power to do what I want it to do. And that's all it needs to do for me. As far as if I want to watch TV or I don't know, let's say good show to watch is The Boys, and I've watched that. I got something set up for that, so I don't have to worry about it being a fucking smart TV. I don't need to do all that shit. But I also know that the wave of the future, everything's gonna be a smart TV and smart fucking range, a stove, smart refrigerator, washers and dryers, which I look at things like this. There's no point to having your appliance being a smart appliance. I mean, listen, just because you can sit here and tap into your phone and tell your phone to send a message to your wash machine to wash the clothes you got sitting in there, well, here's your problem. If you're going to be out of town for many days, why the hell would you want to do that? Because by the time you get home, your fucking clothes are all mildewed and shit, and you're going to throw them away. That's a waste. The point of it is, when people are sitting there using their wash machines and dryers, damn it, they generally are at home when they're doing it. Now, why are you generally at home when you wash your clothes? Because shit could happen. A fucking hose could bust and all this other shit. Generally, no one's really far away from home when they're washing their clothes because they're going to throw them in the dryer and get it done, fold them, put them up. So having a smart wash machine or dryer has no fucking purpose whatsoever. Unless a couple hours before you washed your clothes, you threw them in the dryer, you forgot to turn the dryer on, then you just turn the damn dryer on to wash it. But you still had to transfer all that shit over to the dryer. Now the smart refrigerators, that's an interesting concept. So that you can sit there, turn the camera on and see what the hell you have, or it gives you a list of the items you have in the fridge. So if you go shopping, you'll know what to go get. Get the fuck out of here, man. You mean that constituted that you couldn't open the door to your fridge and see exactly what the fuck you have, taking account of it, and then go on about your business? If you're going to the grocery store, that you're gonna buy what you need to put in there? Come on, man. This is too damn lazy. Probably ain't no damn different than a smart dishwasher. Really? You need to turn your dishwasher on via your phone to send a message to it to start washing your dishes? Get the fuck out of here, man. That's ridiculous. There's no purpose to any of these things. I mean, the only aspect I'd see something to link up to your damn phone would probably be like a robotic vacuum cleaner that you said, well, I need you to turn on and start doing your thing. But then again, if you leave the settings in it, this damn thing's gonna start rolling around anyway. So it's interesting. It's just an interesting aspect. But whatever, man. People do whatever the hell they're gonna do. That ain't make sense, not really, but so be it. Now, I can understand about an automated vacuum cleaner that keeps rolling around and vacuuming, because in the one aspect, you know, dust is a daily occurrence. So if you got something that's constantly rolling through here, vacuuming your carpets, then I can take that into account. It could make a lot of sense. You understand? Because, you know, it goes to the charge port, comes out, starts rolling around, doing what it needs to do at all times. Then yeah, that could make sense. But everything else, no, doesn't. I don't need a smart bathtub to sit here and fill up with water before I get home. Because I was like, aspects, who the fuck knows when I'm gonna get home from work? So why would I sit there and do that and waste it? Then it doesn't stay warm enough anymore. My aspect is, I get it, there's some technologies that are good, there's some technologies that are straight bullshit and waste. And it ain't worth spending $1,800, $2,000 fucking dollars on it, because it's just stupid. But I mean, I like technology, but I'm just not plugged into it because, okay, as by trade, I am an automotive technician, and I am highly certified in all kinds of shit. But my thing is this, man: where the technology for cars are going to self-driving cars, really? Are you truly comfortable with a car that can drive itself? Because do remember something, that car uses GPS, and if GPS ain't on point, or your maps aren't updated, or any of this other shit, let's just take a look at what could happen here. You might be going down the road, your car decides to take a left turn to a road that doesn't exist. What do you do then? Hopefully they'll never take the steering wheel away from a fucking car, but if they did, what would you do then? That could be very problematic. You understand? Either that or your car take a right turn some damn where there ain't no fucking road at all. You better think about that for a moment. Because now you leave it in the hands of technology and no human input. I don't know about that. Could I find it convenient? Sure. It could give you convenient if there's enough maps that are loaded in there that go to your fucking house and say that you and your old lady or your wife or someone goes to a damn club or some shit and y'all get blissed and having a good fucking time, and the car takes you home, but those maps are already loaded to where it could take you home. Then I could see some convenience in that. I mean, we're really scratching the edge of fucking technology. We're not that damn good. We think we are, but we're not. Because then we gotta compensate for everything. Anything. Electric spike. Something dives out in the fucking road at last minute. We gotta compensate for all of this shit. And I don't know if we're there yet. And I'm being honest. We're not there yet. Because we gotta understand something. I mean, cars operate all what they call a CAN bus network. CAN C, CAN B, shit like this. It's much different than, let's say, what your fighter jets and aircrafts operate off of. Well, they operate off of your CAN D, E, and F networks, which are a hell of a lot faster. True live data. That's what I'm saying. Truly live. Well, to do that is expensive. And people need to keep that in mind. Very expensive. And for any car company to sit there and put your damn shit on like a D, E, or F network, man, that fucking car might cost you $200,000. It's gonna be ridiculous. Mm. That's a tough bastard to beat. And yeah, he's pretty damn OP. But, got scrolls and you star seeds, damn things. You just gotta wait for your seeds to charge up. That's an aspect of in the dungeon. You want to build as much star seed as possible. It's like you'll use it there and replenish it. You can use the scrolls, but you can only use so many of them.
Step right up and take a gander at what I've got to offer.
I've got some good stuff here.
Alright, I'm back. Let's see, I didn't really gain anything from running in there. It's probably because I've ran for a couple days before this week will be set to where you actually get some good items running around in some of these dungeons and messing with some of these people. See what I really need to sit here and get this
Go
one
on,
to upgrade
buy
something for
something
me.
You have no honor. Can I help you?
Go see if we can
Why
upgrade
shop
something
around when you
off of
can
luck.
find exactly what you're looking for here?
Welcome.
As you can tell, I'm just trying to move my gear up, score up a little bit at a time. I think I'll go around some areas where I can sit here and just kill a couple bosses and get some chest. Break some shit down. Now it seems like there's one mini boss that I haven't been seeing. I haven't seen this one yet, so I don't know what the hell that's about. And I've been over there numerous times. Maybe it's not available, I have no earthly idea. Well, this helps, man. Just sit here and go hit some mini bosses. This is my recommendation because they give you chests and they can give you certain things and all kinds of good old shit that you want. So when the board's loaded with them, just go on over there and just go kick some ass for a little while. Go find you a couple areas to go run around and then kill some people. It's helpful to others that are getting started and rolling in this game. It helps. So helping yourself helps others. I'm just gonna start looking for some bosses to go out here and just start taking out just for the hell of it. Jump around a little bit. Now, as you can tell, I'm just sitting here messing around, killing things, waiting for this boss to generate, which is all about squatting. I may come back. Actually, I think I am. Well, I'm gonna sit here and go to some other area where there's another boss. Because I got the Halloween thing going on, so you got other things you can shoot. I'm not gonna waste time killing that thing. It's just not worth. Well, maybe it is. Somebody's over there fucking with it. Someone wants me to join their party, but I'm not ready to do that. Forget it. I'm in the middle of all kinds of other shit. You can join a party, and against that, do that. That's where you lied, but I'm trying to do some other damn things, and that's gonna hamper. Put a damper on what the hell I'm doing. No disrespect for the cat that wanted to bite me out, man. I'm doing other stuff. We'll see into the aspect of how this works is now when I first started this game no one was interested in joining a party. So at that point I'm just rolling and doing what I got to do to get to where I want to. It's the right way to do things? Not necessarily. I mean, if you got friends that you game with online, and I do have them, and if they're in this game, then yeah, that's a great idea. It really is. Should be absolutely considered. Because it's the best way to roll in a game like this, and anyone in the same MMO, well, is to have people that are here. friends that are here to do it. I'm just going about it a different way. So I'm not against it. As you can see what I'm doing, I'm just rolling to find some more mini bosses that I can take down to use to what I want to use them for, drop chests and everything else. Give us some time for them to generate. Hit them. See, generally when I start out in this game, I start hitting a bunch of mini bosses and getting stuff from them, because that in turn jacks up my experience level. Sometimes they actually drop something pretty decent that you need. Sometimes not so. Let's see here. Fish, I'm at level 32. And how you see level 32 play and how that works out. Now I'm waiting for this next boss to regenerate. Gathered about 3 chests so far. Trying to gather me a 4th one. And what happens up here is, once you get to a certain level, you start doing missions like this and completing them. Then when you go there, it'll give you a chest. Actually, it'll just give you it'll give you a chest when you talk to the main quest giver. Cannot tell you what happens once you max it out. I don't even know what the fuck that is. Interesting. See, there's still so many things I still don't know about this. Targeting marks. I didn't know anything about that. Interesting. right. Let's see what kind of stuff I got now. Alright, thank you for tuning in. I'll call it a time here. I'll roll it again later.